Okay, good morning traders. Welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap, and we're going to go through order flow in Bookmap and forward-looking analysis here. That's what we do, and we can do that if we read the order flow correctly. Forward-looking, that's the edge here. So anyway, we'll jump right in. General disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here and see what's going on. Not much. Looking at the S&P E-mini, as you guys can see, it's been pretty flat here this morning, but we have bigger picture stuff to take a look at as well. So anyway, I put a horizontal line in here. You can see where this was kind of a support area, broke, became resistance area, broke, it became a support area again. So let's take a look here and see if we see anyone on the bid here. Well, yeah, right here you can see traders with their passive orders in the order book here on the bid, especially at this 42.50 right now, and we see the sellers hitting into them here. Okay, so we're looking for a break though, one way or another here. So are we going to get buyers coming in right after this and try to lift it back up to top of the range here? Well, I don't see them yet, so still sellers are hitting the bid yet again here. So yeah, actually it looks, or it appears, that we're going to hit back down to the lower level here at 40 or so, 39.75 or 40. The offer is looking pretty strong as well. It's coming down, as you guys can see, and we just traded here. We just found the sellers that took on these 42.5 guys here. Okay, so looking for more sellers here. Let's see if we can get them. Nothing yet. In fact, looks like buyers going to try to maybe move it back into the range here, but yeah, nothing really shaken so far. I would lean on the earlier I was leaning on the buyers. Now it looks like kind of leaning on the sellers here. If we can just get more selling down here at this 42 area here, so 42 and a quarter, and you can see we're not. So not really looking for too much at the moment. Here come our buyers trying to attack it again, bringing it into the range. Not bad, not bad. But anyway, let's take a look at the bigger picture here, since it's Monday and there's not a whole lot to cover at the moment. We do have a big week here of data. There's CPI data tomorrow. There's all sorts of stuff coming out all week long. So that's going to definitely move the market, and we'll be on the lookout for reactions in the order flow after these things. So let's see here. Yeah, there's a few things I wanted to cover here as well. So let me jump over to Discord. See if there's any questions off the bat here. No. And in YouTube, looking good. Okay. All right. So as you guys know, we had the last week we covered the new footprint tool in Bookmap. So I wondered if anyone, it's open for beta, and we opened it up for the Bookmap Academy guys. So part of the Academy, that's one of the benefits you get is the footprint tool. Let me turn it on, and if you had any questions in here, let me know. I'm just been playing around with this tool, just getting used to it. So yeah, I myself, I hope I can answer all your questions. But we have lots of configurations on it, and that's for sure. It's you know, any footprint tool out there that you may be using, you're going to find it here. Most likely some sort of setting that should fit your needs. Right now, you can see I have it on a histogram in delta. Okay, so it gives a mini profile in here, but it is the delta, right? Buy minus sell, you can also you know, look at it horizontally or diagonally here. So if I look at it horizontally, the data here, or diagonally, you will get different data in here, right? So anyway, this is or the summation here. Okay, so anyway, you can see the different data coming in or changing here on this chart. Okay, here we go. Our sellers are coming right back down again. Now I don't see a whole lot of selling, nor do I see it in the footprint chart at the moment. But I'm looking for it. I'm really looking for it to see if they can pick it up in here. Okay, because they have the potential now to move it. And down to the R40 level that we were looking at earlier. Okay, we can look at the delta columns in here as well, you can kind of see how we went from you know, this negative delta here to positive, okay, to negative again, positive. It's, you know, positive here is looking pretty good for maybe a potential breakout. Now it's negative and negative. Okay, so that's why we're kind of leaning right now for these sellers to try to break the range here. We are below our line here, which was support. We just need more sellers to move that market, basically. Okay, and are we getting them right now? Not enough. Not enough. So anyway, guys, one of the things on this footprint chart that I think not only will you like having it in the delta columns down below here, it is the and all the different configurations in here. But you can see as I zoom in here, it will aggregate in different ways. This is a great tool. Okay, so I really like this. You can see the scaling here. It's vertical smart scaling and horizontal auto scaling. If you don't have that on there, you will not get that scaling. All right, so you know, you'll see it in here, like it'll be kind of fixed, and then that's that. So you know, if I zoom out more, see how it overlaps like this, and that doesn't help me. So this is a really nice tool to be able to use, and other footprint charts don't have this. Okay, so you might want to consider playing around with this. Just look at the horizontal scaling like this, and you can see how it aggregates, and I get a different profile, okay, based on my view, okay, or zoom level, I should say. There's also the vertical scaling in here. So you know, if I go like this, you can see that the vertical scaling in here is yeah, it's not really aggregating in here, but you can see it here, the smart scaling. If I click on that and then I start to zoom in here vertically, or zoom out, you'll see how it will aggregate like this. Okay, so it's a great feature. Anyway, play around with it, see what you guys like, and there's another tool that I want to go over. Let me first go through some of the configurations in here and try to answer some of the questions you guys may have. Okay, so anyway, these are pretty pretty simple to answer. I mean, you can see the footprint bar chart can be based on time, a reversal, a range, a volume. So whatever it is that you like, this is really nice to be able to have these different elements in here instead of just time. I mean, a lot of people are looking at reversals, kind of like a point and figure chart. A condition must be met for the reversal to take place, and then a new bar will form. And that's that. Otherwise, it will continue to aggregate within that area. Okay. sellers are coming in, guys. This is what we were looking for. So looking for them to move it into 40 and maybe 39 here, which would be low of the day for the cash session here. I'm sorry, we're already at low of the day for cash session. It would be the overnight, or at least what I have here. Boy, it's kind of odd price action in here today, this morning. Anyway, guys, play around with this. It's you know, I myself, I'm still playing around with it in here. You can put in your range, how many ticks, you know, you want to see in your range. If it's 10, well, then you can see it here. Or you can look at your volume in here. So a bar will be composed of, like, you know, 2,000, or maybe you want to make it 5,000, and see what we get here. Okay, so it's still pretty small. I mean, S&P is just amazing. All right, that looks a little bit better. Interesting. We got our sellers down here. The squeeze could be on here. See how the sellers down at the bottom edge here. And if we get our buyers in here, we should get a nice squeeze. Anyway, yeah, I just don't see anything worthy right now for the trading opportunity in what we're reading in the order flow. So if we're going to get that potential squeeze, these buyers got to pick it up right now, and I don't see a whole lot going on here. Okay, order book isn't really helpful either right now. Anyway, all right, so let's see. Yeah, summation. You guys want to look at the footprint type in here as well. You've got the data, you know, buyers and sellers, summation, horizontal, diagonal, delta. A lot of you guys want to look at that diagonal delta. And let's see, we also have is the chart type. Oh yeah, here, the background type here. Play around with it, like more traditional kind of delta, or you know, if you want to look at your buyers and sellers in here, then you might want to also mess around with the data in here with your diagonal delta. This is more traditional footprint chart, as you guys know. And yeah, look at something like this. Okay, so anyway, it is up to you. It is extremely flexible, is my point here. And yeah, you'll just have to play around with the configurations and get whatever works best for you guys. All right, let's move on. So if you are interested in that, you got to go over to the Discord, and there's the beta room in there, as all of you guys from the Academy know. All right, we have another add-on to go over. This has been highly requested for quite a while. And guys, I'm taking the time in here to go through them since I don't really see a whole lot going on here in the market, right? So just looking for something to happen here. So while we're doing that, let's go over this other add-on. Highly requested in here. I think you guys are going to like this. We have the oh yeah, where is it? Okay, we have anchored VWAP. All right, so this is in beta as well, and yep, you can see I have my VWAP line in here. Let me open this up though, and there's all sorts of things you can do in here. You've got let me show you how to anchor it. Okay, so you can give it a name, the color, line type, or line color, and you can reset it in here. You got your reset options, reset now, and it will reset from the data that's currently in here on your VWAP. Or you can put in a schedule a time, or you can also have it on different intervals in here. So every 30 seconds. Let's suppose you're hyper scalping in here. Okay, so you want to go to your oops, hold on. Yeah, here we go. You know, you're always looking for a kind of mean reversion, even on a very small level in here. It's really up to you. So if we get any kind of movement away from it, you'd look for maybe back to the VWAP right in here at this kind of 50.43 level. Okay, boy, it is really just a horrible price action right now. We're not getting anything. All right, well, let me go through the settings in here again. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that on the reset. Okay, but we have the different bands as well. This is highly requested, so you guys, we have it. You can look at your standard deviations, 1 and 2, and you can also put in a custom band of your choice in here. So maybe you want to look at you know, 1.25, or maybe you want to look at 3 or something like that. Then you can do that. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, so and now you can reset this as well wherever you prefer. So if we want to reset it, let's suppose let's go with this this low down here. Okay, well, we just hover over this, create anchor VWAP here. Okay, and there it is. All right, so now let's go back to our VWAP. Okay, and we create a new line in here, and let's get rid of the first one then. Okay, so oh, I'm sorry. Let's try it again in here. Okay, so that's my regular VWAP, and let's anchor it here. Okay, hover over where you want to anchor it. Okay, use the crosshairs tool here. Okay, hover over here, and we're going to right click and create anchored VWAP there. Give it a minute here. There it is. Let's go back to our VWAP tool. Yep, here's our anchor. You can input the time in here as well, however you guys want to do it, so you can get very precise with it. Okay, and let's put some bands on it. Go. And let's give it a different color in here. We'll give it yellow or orange. Okay, and let's get rid of this one up here. Here we go. Oops, got some problems there. All right, it is in beta, so just so you guys know. Yeah, that didn't work out well. Let's try it again. So I got to. And let's go to our add-ons manager, add. Find it here again. Okay. There it is. Okay, remembered it. I don't know why that's odd that crash happened. Anyway, guys. So yeah, you can see this is where I anchored it, and it's actually holding it pretty nicely right now. You can see if you were buying off of your VWAP in here, and maybe this is a little high right now. You know, if for those VWAP traders, I mean, we don't have much data on this new anchor here, but this is your second standard deviation, and you could look up to maybe some of these previous areas in here, or match it with the order book. Okay, maybe it's a little too high. You'd look for a pullback to that VWAP again. Okay, very, very simple. tool, as you guys know, to use this. Those that are used to, are accustomed to anchored VWAPs or VWAP trading. Yeah, Alois, I think you're going to really like it if you look at it, right? I have to be honest. Like, I'm very kind of careful with lines on a chart like this, just because um, I sometimes will have a bias due to the line on the chart, whereas what I really care about is the order flow. This is what tells me more. Instead of looking for like something up here for that, that pullback to the VWAP here, I want to look at the volume and I want to look at the order book. That's the most important for me. Now, that said, if you're an anchored VWAP trader or VWAP trader, then you're looking at your line on the chart. However, you also are doing that together with the order flow. So for me right now, it looks like, we want to trade up here to 46. That squeeze that we mentioned is on, right? So we are kind of waiting and watching for it here. And here are our buyers, right? So, we broke the trend here. We came back up above our horizontal line here, and we see the buyers coming in. Okay? Now that's enough buying here to continue to squeeze to the upside here, and trade this 46 level here. No, Rob, you won't. It's in beta. You won't have access to some of these. You'll have to sign up for beta testing to get access to some of these. Okay, it's reach out to Dan, or Dan, if you're on the call, I think you are. I think, did you set up? I don't know if you set up a beta room already for VWAP. I'm sorry, I didn't. I didn't have a chance to kind of brief with you this morning. I was in meetings nonstop. So anyway, this is a new, not yet for VWAP. Okay. Yeah, let's set it up and get it going. Anyway, I'll talk to you after the call. Yeah, thanks, Dan. After the webinar here. All right. So, and it's just, as you guys can see, it's just not one VWAP in here. We can offer many. Okay, so create an anchored VWAP here, okay, for example. And there's another one. All right, so and we can go to the settings on this now too. Let's go up here. Okay, and here is our new one, right? And maybe you want to put your bands on that. And there you go. Okay, so in this case, yeah, you'd be coming up to that second standard deviation here. Anyway, guys, it's a really simple tool. There's multiple. That's what I wanted to show in here so that you guys can get up and running with it. All right. Maybe you want to visualize it, maybe you don't, whatever the case may be. All right. So still, we got a little bit of a squeeze here with our stop run. I'm still looking for the big squeeze and the stop run above. I guess it's going to have to be above here. So we had the stop runs here to the downside. Now we're looking for the stop run to the upside. Okay, we need to get through this 46 level here, and we should get a really nice one. I think there's a lot of built-up volume in here. Okay, so let's look for it here. In fact, this would be if it starts to look really good in here, like it's a tradable event. There we go. So look at the bid. We're getting our volume. Now we're looking for these guys to, it should pull away here. We're looking for the squeeze. We have our stop run here, but we're still looking for the markup period here. Okay, this is momentum that we're looking for. So, you know, you would consider, now this is not a trade recommendation, but you would be buying up in here. It's a horrible place to buy, but we are assuming that this is going to move and continue to move. Stop would be very, very tight on this, but this is what we're looking for, right? Is this movement here, okay? A measured move, probably up to about 50. Looks pretty good, okay? You have half the move up here to about 48, as you guys can see right there, right? So maybe it will go there, right? Somewhere around in here. Maybe that's where you take some off, okay? But we are looking for it to move. And that's the big point here. Okay, so the trade management on something like this is very simple. I mean, it's very aggressive. It should work in your favor, and it should work now. Okay? And if it doesn't, just take the scratch. Okay, so we had our big pop or stop run here, but I'm still looking for traders to move it. Okay, the bid, there's still a bid here. Okay, we have some liquidity here on the offer up at 47 and a quarter as well. Okay, again, not a trade recommendation, but this is the move that we're looking for. All right, let's take a look also at our candles. I didn't get to them yet. Here's our daily all-time highs on the S&P. We can see we have a green candle at the moment. We can see on the hourly as well here. It's been back and forth for a few hours, and now we're starting to find our buyers. Our 15-minute chart looks pretty similar to Bookmap there. Looking for these buyers to, well, let's see them get up to this like 47, 48 level. 47, 48 would be the previous high here, right? So that looks pretty good to maybe consider management here. Take some off up here around this 48 level, and that would be half our move, that were our measured move, right? So 48 and a quarter or so would be it. Okay, Luis, thanks. Yeah, Scott's zones, his tool is available now on the marketplace. Good. Yeah, the beta is over. That is correct. Yeah, that's why it doesn't work any longer. All right, let's see what else is happening here with this move. I mean, the volume looks pretty good. So there's a lot of pent up volume in here, or a lot of potential power to unravel. All right, so yeah, take the scratch on that. That's that. We were looking for it, and it didn't work out. But nothing's really moving here yet. Now, this still may work out. In fact, it depends on how you want to manage this. But the safe bet would be to take the scratch. This you can see we can get maybe a potential bounce off of here at 45, and we'd look for the same thing again. Okay, buyers they have to curl back in here. The bid has to get strong. This guy has to pull some of that liquidity up at 47. Okay, but nothing shaking at the moment. Okay, any questions? So Rob, I actually wanted to go through, we talked or chatted a little bit after the Bookmap Academy meeting, and I thought about it over the weekend as well, just more and more about really this Bookmap Academy has been great for a lot of people. So one of the things that we have been covering also during these webinars in here is looking for the trade setup in here, but it's really about the orders behind the trade setup. Okay, that's what makes the difference here. All right, so what I mean to say in here now is we look at all of this activity in here since the cash open, basically. Okay, who's leading this market? Okay, this is really back and forth in here, but I still kind of give the nod here to the buyers. We are still above these areas in here, and now the sellers had their opportunity here to pull the market away, and they didn't. They couldn't. I thought they would at this point in here or in here, and move it at least down to 40, maybe 39. But they didn't. The buyers did come back in. We didn't really see quite enough in here to justify the move back up here, but we still can see the justification in here for this breakout to continue. Okay, I'm still looking for the big stop run from a lot of the sellers in here. Okay, so however, the trade management on this idea in here, well, that's over. Okay, at least it would be for me, is take the scratch or the small loss. Okay, because I'm not willing to even have it down here at like point of control and look for the bounce off of it here. I'll look again for another opportunity and manage it. I was looking for this to work immediately. That was my anticipation here. Okay, there's enough volume in here. What I want to get back to, and Rob, is leaning on all of this in here, having a checklist. Okay, so let's go through it. What are we looking for in here that justifies a breakout trade for this price action at the moment? Okay, well, let's take a look at the buyers, the dots, also the structure in here, and also the order flow. Okay, so these three things, and then what do we see in here? Okay, what's working for us that we can use as a foundation for this trade idea? It is all of this that is the setup. It's not a candlestick pattern. It's not a flag pattern or whatever it is. Like we've covered the flag pattern. It is the order flow here that makes up all the difference. So that should be in your checklist. Okay, you can use this checklist tool in Bookmap, the setups checklist, okay? And we can make our own. So here it is here, and you can put together your own checklist in here. You can add in a file of your own in here, or you can even modify this one here, right? So whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's just modify this one. Here's our list, right? It's a CSV file, and we can put in whatever we want, right? So let's actually do that, and then we'll come back into this here. So what are we looking for in here? Okay, well, we're looking for, first off, a good structure, okay? a bullish structure. So we'll add that. Okay. And what we mean with structure, we're talking about higher highs, higher lows, etc. Okay, or we're looking for this volume to be in control. So bullish. So higher highs, higher lows. We're looking for the what did I just say? Oh yeah, big volume. And then price action within it. Okay, and then let's see here. Yeah, and then our breakout here, we're looking for, we can just keep this basically. Looks like I have to put quotes around it. Is that right? Maybe not. And we have a measured move. Let's just keep it at that. That's fine. Save it. And let's look at our checklist. There it is. Okay, so as simple as that. Now we have this on top, and we can look at it, right? And do we have these? And we can grade them in here. Do we have our bullish structure? It's okay. It's not really that great. A big volume within and the price action within that big volume, yeah, kind of. It's not that great either. Okay, 6 or 7. And then now we're getting our steep move and big volume in here. I would give that one an 8. Does this justify a trade? Okay, no, it doesn't. Right, there it goes. We're looking for 8 or better. Okay, this is a 5. All right, so that will help us keep away from this trade idea, because it's really not that great. We just went through the process. However, I mean, we're still looking for this move to unfold, right? We're still looking for it. It's just not, it's not enough for a trade idea. And that's the issue here. Okay, so we're still going to read the order flow in the webinar here. We're still going to go through this process and look for our big stop run in here. We're starting to get it here. We're getting our measured move here. We have a reason for also taking some off up here at 48, right? But we're still kind of, I'm still looking for the figure here. It matches pretty nicely with our measured move. Okay, but yeah, I would take some off here at this level, to be honest, because we know that this was a previous swing, as we can see here. Okay, this has been pretty dismal price action so far. So reducing some risk there makes good sense to me, but still looking for a few points higher here for sure. All right. Okay, so anyway, would have taken a scratch on this, like I said earlier. However, now take a look again though, right? And your risk management in here on something like this. Is this something that if we study it now, well, it's working out what we thought was going to happen. Okay, we would have been getting in somewhere around in here though, right? So we would have been stopped out. And that's that. Now, if you want to put the risk on, your stop would be below the swing down here, most likely. Okay, and your take profit, maybe you'd bypass this 48 and you'd look for the 50 instead. Okay, and just move your stop up. Right, now the risk, what if you put your stop down here? Okay, in this area here? Well, this is the where you'd be thinking about it. It is a high volume node. Okay? That's why I took the scratch instead. Because if this breakout fails and the sellers come in, this is where they're likely to go, and I'll just be stopped out for a bigger loss. Right? So anyway, but it's up to you guys, however you want to play it with your risk management. Yep, there you go, Rob. Excellent. And you got your own checklist together. Perfect. Yeah. Write that down, and then Rob, go through. I would suggest no trading, but just go through and identify these things in the checklist to give you that edge. Okay, and then did it play out? All right, this will really alleviate the confusion, okay? Because it has to be good. It has to look good. And you will stay away from trades. And if we don't know, we don't know. It's as simple as that. Don't take it, right? Why would you take a horrible swing at it? You know. So anyway, this was exactly what we were looking for. Here's our stop run, and you can see it's grinding as well. So a lot of people are getting stopped out and just hitting the button through these areas in here, grinding them out, okay, as we come up to the figure here. Okay, now again, it's up to you guys about let's suppose you still were in this. Right. Again, this is all hypothetical. It's not a trade recommendation. We don't do that in here. We'll go through a process for a setup, and we will look for specific moves to unfold due to the order flow. But it's not a recommendation. It's not a trading room here. It's an order flow reading room. But we're adding in a lot of the trade management, etc. Now, the reason to take some profit up in this area here is, well, first off, we got the big figure up here, or like half figure, 50-50. We also have a measured move, though. Okay, so this is a great place to consider taking some profit, but we don't really know. I mean, this might continue. However, if we look at the market and look at the past, what is more likely in terms of a move? Right now, we have high liquidity up here at the figure as well. Okay, and you know that what we like to do in here is front run that by a tick or two, so you get filled, and this might come all the way back down here and then come all the way back up and then trade to 50. Okay, well, if you just get out a tick or two in front, then you've got a lot more kind of flexibility and leeway in here. Okay? Maybe you want to buy back down here again, but you don't want to add to a loser or give away those gains that you had earlier. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to manage it, but we typically see this. Price comes near that high liquidity and then won't trade it. You get a pullback and then maybe it'll trade it, right? So yeah, now it's here's our retest back up here. It's looking pretty good for trading into 50 now. Okay, but we've seen this so many times. It can come all the way back down here to 46 and then back up to 50. Okay, so it is transacting right now. There we go, and that liquidity is now out of the market. It's been traded. Yeah, Rob, this checklist, I think you can see a lot of guys in the Bookmap Academy going through the checklist and also a visual. Slowdown has been so good with the visual and the checklist. Okay, so get your visual up. What are you looking for in here? But first start with your text and your checklist. Okay, and then as you kind of evolve more into it and identify these elements on the chart, then you can come up with a visual. Okay. Yeah, one step at a time. So you've got your checklist. Now identify the elements on the chart. Yeah, CMJ, great. So you took it. and is an initial bounce continuation. Yeah, after it pulled back. Yeah, great. I mean, make sure that just whatever it is that it's in your plan. Okay, that's what you're looking for, and then you know how to reduce the risk from trading it, and then trade management. Okay, one of the things CMJ I would consider is the trade management. Um, you may consider. I mean, you're taking some off and then looking for a runner. All right, so you might want to play around with, I mean, in a different study, take a look at it maybe a little differently. Because a lot of times, like, I don't know, it's been my experience, at least, if your setup looks really good, well, go for it. And we're at all-time highs here. So what kind of runner are you looking for in here? I mean, does it really look that good? If it doesn't, then consider like taking your profits altogether. A lot of times I mean, the 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 problem with it that I have experienced with the runner is a lot of times you'll get stopped out at break even, or you take risk with two legs every single time. If you get a couple of stop outs, well, you might get a runner on the next one. However, you've got a lot of losses to make up because you got stopped out twice on, let's say, four contracts. Okay, and you get one winner, you're taking half off, and then you're trying to get a runner out of it. I mean, it's hard to overcome that. So there's all sorts of different ways to manage the trade or scale, but maybe scale in would be the way to go. Okay, so just put on one as a kind of a test, and then it looks better. It's looking like it's going to follow through. Add more in. Okay, so just things to consider, because um, yeah, it can be really a long path with taking two contracts or two legs, and you get stopped out a few times. It's now you've got a lot to overcome to get back to break even. Instead, maybe if it looks really good and you're looking for it to take off immediately, get really aggressive, and go in hard, and then you're only looking for something to go a specific amount. Take some off, or get all out at that point. It's a hard one to do. I mean, like what you're talking about here, because holding on to that runner. I mean, how many times have we held on to the runner and it just doesn't run? Maybe the expectation on the runner is just it's wrong, right? What do you have in the order flow in here to make that runner seem more obvious, okay, or more likely? Right? Well, being at all-time highs, all-time highs isn't bad. If we still get volume, well, there's areas to explore here, right? So maybe we'll trade up to 58. That's where the large liquidity is. Maybe 60 up here. Okay. I don't see anything right now that's telling us that it wants to slow down at the moment. Okay, Caesar, thanks. You found a good video on trade management. Yeah, you just got to figure like first off, you have to have a high probability setup for yourself. You have to know that. That's what is the foundation. That comes first. Then the trade management is just huge. It's such a huge part of it all. You have to have the right trade management system to go along with that setup as well. Okay, and then your, account management is a different thing altogether. All right, let me check over in YouTube how everything is going. Rav, have the sweeps indicator. The sweeps is different than stops. A book sweep can be just a larger player, and it could also be a stop run within it. Okay, it doesn't have to be a stop run though, but typically it is. Okay, and the sweeps indicator is very, very simple indicator. Just shows the amount that traded very, very quickly. Okay, over multiple price levels, and that's it. All right. All right, guys, so you can see we're just kind of basing now a little bit here. However, let's take a look at the market structure in here, right? So this would be the next big move in here and potential structure. Okay, I'm surprised, we haven't, I mean, it's still bullish in here because it's only done about half that move so far. But, it traded through here. This is our 50 level as well. That was our measured move from before. And then now what we want to see though is support here. Okay, the order book. There's some liquidity here at 50 and at 49, as you guys can see. So the question is, are you still a buyer in here? Would you be buying up here? Okay, and then looking for this to continue, or do you want to wait for a pullback? And if you're waiting for a pullback, where would you wait? Okay, so we'd look at the price action in here to give us that. And usually, typically, it's when there's a little pause in here. It's like this one here. There is a bit of a pause here, a little, pullback, and then a continuation here. We usually typically see the first pullback come to that area, and this is the case here as well. Okay, so you can see it's kind of a zone right in here, and that's exactly where the pullback went. Now the bigger pullback though would be to here. Okay, to 50, okay, because this is where it kind of jagged and then went back up. Okay, so we're looking to see if we get sellers in here, not only trade back down to this level, but trade through it and then back down to 50. Okay, so let's look for it here. Here they come, and looking for the sellers to step on it here. And let's see if they can get it back down to, 51 first, but then 50 is what we're looking. Now again, not much price movement here, but it's the same thing we're looking at with structure. Okay, we're as we were covering earlier. Okay, we're back down to 51, or just through it. Okay, looking for 50 though. Okay, do we have enough there? Not enough selling yet. Okay, let's see if we get it on another leg here though. Okay, we'll look at the buying in here as well. It's pretty horrible, right? So sellers have moved it away from this level so far, or this little level here. So we're looking for our sellers again, and then hit back down into 50. Okay, that's our low volume pullback there. Okay, so and again, like again about the trade management, is just so vitally important in here. And like I said, we're going to be going over a lot more of that in the near future. It's just so important. This is what can make you, even with a mediocre setup, profitable or not profitable. Okay, well, you have a really good setup when you can start to scale, it can make you immensely profitable. Right, so how would you? This would be your runner, right? Well, what do you think of your runner now? Look, it's still bullish. We're looking for a bounce off of 50, and buyers to come back up to about 51, and maybe we can get continuation here. We are still looking for a bounce here, right? However, let's suppose we didn't. We see a low volume pullback here again, and then we get our continuation to the downside. Well, you just gave up a lot, and your runner really fizzled out. So you had partial profit, and then your runner turns into like maybe break even, or maybe you make a little bit of money off of it. Now, if you had even one full stop out, what did you gain? So it's a tough one. So it's not a bad thing to consider all in, all out, and just look for the next setup. Okay, because if you have a high probability setup and it's all in and all out, it's more likely you're gonna win. If this is something that you've back tested, this is something you're looking for. The event list works, Alois. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by event list. You mean the checklist setup? All right. Well, let's see here. So we're back up here. Okay, we even made it above 51 here. Okay, back up to this kind of cluster of volume up here. Okay, we have not made a higher high though, or not even an equal high yet. And I don't know. It doesn't really look like much to me right now. There's a lot of selling here, and buyers were able to bring it back here. this new tool in 7.5 on the software beside the pencil. Right here, this one. Yeah. So yeah, what this does here is like you can go through and pick out an area here, and it goes through all of the events that happened in here. Now you can look at it across multiple instruments or just only one instrument. Okay, and you can show nanoseconds or not. Right. So here's all the trade activity within that little level that we just had marked up. Okay. So, and you can export this if you like. Leave. Maybe you can't. But can you copy it? No, I don't think you can. All right, here we go. Our buyers are back up here again. And still pushing. Okay, so we can look for another measured move in here, right? And it would match pretty nicely with the liquidity up here. So 55. All right, let's see here. There's no questions on the footprint or anchored VWAP. That's fine. NQ has resistance around 1800 in the NASDAQ. All right, let's take a quick look. 18,000. Well, that's way down here. Or 1880, okay, and then NQ. Got you. Thanks, Doug. Yeah, that's great to know. I mean, this option stuff is just so can be so key. So makes sense. We're seeing a bit of a sell-off here. ES though, I imagine we're going to follow suit here pretty soon. All right. All right, guys. Well, anyway, let's wrap it up. We'll call it a little early today. It's just been kind of a. I mean, we're going higher now. I mean, it's looking pretty good. We're still kind of looking for this measured move in here. And CMJ, you got your runner. Excellent. I was just going through different scenarios on that, just to let you know about the like let's suppose let's think of it this way, like we're at all-time highs, so therefore so you already got your profit taken. Okay. When we're at all-time highs though and we're still exploring, it's not a bad idea to try to let it run. It's also like on non-farm, or like on Fridays, we have those days where there's some sort of reversal takes place or something happens and it just grinds higher all day. Well, those are good days for a runner, absolutely. But you'd be looking for that runner. If you're not looking for that runner and it's a range bound day, well then it just seems like kind of a bad idea to always look for a runner. You never know is true, but have your reasons for it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. If it's an inside day, for example, I mean, now is, this is an outside day. If it was an inside day, though, would you look for a runner? No, not necessarily. I mean, if there was data or something else happened, and earlier in the day, and like it was trading up toward the top of that range, and it's an inside day, but the market's reacting to data, then maybe, yeah. But otherwise, no, you're not. You're not looking for it. Anyway, guys, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Keep the discussion going. Reach out about if you want to beta test the footprint or the VWAP, anchored VWAP now as well. Okay, so I have some new products in here. It's fantastic that we have these very active development, and give you guys access to this. If you're interested in it, to join the Bookmap Academy, you get access to these things. This is where you go to bookmap.com, and then click on the more button here, okay, and then go to under community, go to Bookmap Academy, okay, and you can read through it here. You can apply for the Academy. It's all free. You will need to have Bookmap, and it's a process, though, not only to get access to some of these tools early, and journalize your trade, but it's basically the Bookmap Academy is a mentoring or a coaching program here. You can also get Bookmap for free through it. You have to make it through the steps in here. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But get started. You have to pair your Discord name in here with it. That's another thing I forgot to mention earlier today. So let me see. I have the slide here. Okay. Yeah, we're looking for you guys to pair your Discord name with your license key and your email. Okay, so we know that you're a subscriber. We're gonna, offer more to our subscribers, like the access that you see here, special services and events, freebies, add-ons, etc. Okay, so you can use your phone as well. Just take a QR screenshot and then fill out the form just on your phone as well, if you like. Okay. So yeah, please do that. We're going to have a better community due to that, and that's our goal, right? So anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Let's wrap it up, and good trading, and we'll see what the CPI data looks like tomorrow, and how the market will move. All right. Have a good day, everyone.